Welcome. We embark on a journey to understand one of the most compelling and complex divisions in the world today. One peninsula, two Koreas, distinct nations forged from a shared history. Same people, divided destinies. Generations have grown up on opposite sides of a line, experiencing vastly different realities. Their paths could not be more different. One chose isolation and rigid control, the other embraced openness and innovation. This division began in 1945 as a result of World War II's aftermath. The peninsula was divided into two zones of occupation along the 38th parallel. The Soviet Union took control of the northern part, establishing a socialist regime, while the United States occupied the southern part, supporting a capitalist government. These systems would dictate the lives of millions. The Korean Peninsula is a living case study of how governance shapes national identity and well-being. It's a stark illustration of the power of political choices. We'll compare North and South Korea through data to reveal how political systems determine destiny. The data tells a powerful story. Numbers paint a vivid picture of two vastly different worlds. The Democracy Index, compiled by the Economist Intelligence Unit, offers an assessment of global democracy. The index starkly contrasts the political realities of the two Koreas, offering a clear example of the divide between democratic and authoritarian systems. North Korea ranks as the third least democratic country globally, a stark example of an authoritarian regime with no real elections, where the outcome is predetermined and the people have no genuine choice. There is no opposition, no alternative voices allowed to challenge the ruling party, and there is total state control over every aspect of life, from the economy to personal expression. The government is dictated solely by the supreme leader, whose power is absolute and unquestioned. There are no checks or balances on his authority, no independent institutions to hold him accountable, and any form of dissent is swiftly and brutally crushed, ensuring the regime's continued dominance. South Korea, by contrast, regularly places between 20th and 30th in global rankings of the most democratic countries, a testament to its commitment to freedom and self-governance. They have free and fair elections, multiple political parties, offering voters a real choice in who represents them, and a vibrant and open political debate, where different viewpoints are aired and considered. South Koreans have the power to choose their leaders, holding them accountable through the ballot box. They can protest peacefully and participate freely in open political discourse, shaping the direction of their nation. South Korea's accountable government invests heavily in public services, improving the quality of life for its citizens. North Korea, on the other hand, prioritizes regime survival above all else and invests heavily in military might, often at the expense of its people's well-being. This profound political divide is the fundamental foundation for all other differences observed between the two nations, shaping their distinct trajectories. Press freedom is, without a doubt, another vital measure of a nation's openness, reflecting the health of its democracy and the rights of its citizens. It's the cornerstone of an informed society, influencing everything from political discourse to economic development. North Korea consistently ranks dead last on the World Press Freedom Index, a grim testament to its iron grip on information. There is no independent journalism allowed, no access to foreign media whatsoever, and severe punishment, including imprisonment and worse, awaits anyone who dares to dissent or seek outside information. Information is meticulously curated and heavily censored to reinforce the leadership's narrative and maintain absolute control. Even the simple act of listening to foreign broadcasts is considered a serious crime against the state. In stark contrast, in South Korea, the press freedom ranks 62nd in the world, with a wide array of diverse outlets and critical reporting holding those in power accountable. While challenges exist, like defamation lawsuits and the lingering effects of the national security law, South Koreans enjoy relatively unfettered access to global news and participate in robust public debate on a multitude of issues. The difference between the two systems is profound. One society is deliberately kept in the dark, while the other is informed, engaged, and empowered to shape its own destiny. Human rights reveal a nation's true character. North Korea's record is among the world's worst: arbitrary detention, torture, public executions, and vast prison camps. The state controls every aspect of life, where you live, what you say, even what you think. Dissent is brutally suppressed, and the songbun system enforces discrimination. Children of the core class can enter elite schools or the military, while those from the hostel class are often sent to remote areas or labor camps. South Korea ranks among the top 30 countries for human rights, has built a robust framework for human rights with freedoms of speech, assembly, and religion. The daily reality, fear and control in the north, opportunity and security in the south. The economic gulf between North and South Korea is staggering. North Korea's centrally planned, isolated economy is plagued by poverty, food shortages, and crumbling infrastructure. Its GDP is estimated at $18 to $30 billion, with per capita income around $1,300 to $1,800, among the world's lowest. Decades of military spending and isolation have left most citizens struggling. South Korea, meanwhile, transformed itself into a global economic powerhouse. GDP around $1.7 trillion, per capita income over $33,000, 25 times higher than North Korea's. Prosperity and opportunity in the south, hardship and stagnation in the north. Life expectancy is a powerful measure of national well-being. North Koreans live, on average, about 73 years, 10 years less than South Koreans, who average 83. This gap reflects differences in healthcare, nutrition, and quality of life. North Korea's healthcare is under-resourced and malnutrition remains a problem. South Korea's universal healthcare and prosperity support one of the world's highest life expectancies. A decade of lost life is not just a statistic, it's millions of years of potential lost in the north. The 10-year gap is a silent indictment of North Korea's system. Education shapes minds and nations. North Korea's schools focus on loyalty to the regime and ideological conformity, not critical thinking or global knowledge. Curriculum is saturated with propaganda, and access to higher education depends on political loyalty. The system produces loyal subjects, not innovators. South Korea's education system is rigorous and globally competitive, with students excelling in international assessments. In PISA test, South Korea ranks 7th in math, 11th in science. Universities like Seoul National rank among the world's best. The focus is on academic excellence, research, and innovation. South Korea's educated workforce drives its economic and technological success. Happiness is hard to measure, but the World Happiness Report offers clues. North Korea is unranked. No reliable data, but widespread hardship and repression suggest low well-being. South Korea ranks 58th, better than the North. Despite prosperity, South Koreans face intense social pressures and high stress. For North Koreans, deprivation and oppression are daily realities. For South Koreans, the challenge is balancing success with well-being. Industry reveals a nation's priorities. North Korea's state-run industries focus on military needs, with outdated technology and little global competitiveness. Consumer goods are scarce and exports are limited. South Korea is a global manufacturing powerhouse, top-ranked in shipbuilding, cars, electronics, and steel. Brands like Hyundai and Samsung are world leaders. Advanced infrastructure like Incheon Airport ranks 4th globally on cargo volume, supports its export-driven economy. North Korea's command economy stifles innovation. South Korea's market system encourages it. Integration into global trade has fueled South Korea's rise. The industrial gap is vast and growing. Competitiveness is built on openness and innovation. The data is clear. Political systems shape destinies. North Korea's authoritarianism breeds stagnation. South Korea's democracy unleashes potential. The 10-year life expectancy gap says it all. From leadership to press freedom, prosperity to longevity, the divide is vast. One ethnicity, two fates, separated by governance. How crucial are political systems? The evidence is overwhelming. Reflect on these realities and what they mean for our world. Share your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Your support means a lot, and I hope you found this video informative.